When I was on my way home on the plane, it was really clear to me I was really on my way back. And mostly that had to do with discovering that everything that anyone has possibly ever done in their history could be useful to somebody in need. And they just would need to be able to recognize that and go and do it. And I knew I had to come back. The whole purpose of what we're doing really is to elevate the spirit and work together to create productive ways to deal with the stress of abject poverty. So I feel like I'm part of a group of people, young people, who will be the decision makers in the future. And so if they can see just a little bit beyond what is, and they can see that there is something beyond in their capabilities, in the way they interact with people. I mean, we auditioned 20 children for a children's television show called I.T. Belle that we're developing, which means Haiti is beautiful, and it's going to be shot through the eyes of children and performed in the crew and everybody, except for some supervisors, through the eyes of the children. But we auditioned 20 kids, and just getting them to stand up and say their first and last name and sing a song on camera, and hold a microphone, and it's so inviting and affirming, that there is a world out there where this goes on constantly, and they get to touch it in some way. My name is Audrey Jones, and I live and work in Haiti. I went down there about 6 months after the earthquake in 2010 to see if there's anything that I had ever done with my life that could be of service to the Haitian people. But bottom line underneath all of that is I'm an artist, straight across any medium, creative. So, and I feel very strongly that those things are critical in tough situations and the aftermath of a disaster, and even anywhere that art isn't actually being explored as an option to cope with struggle. The kids that we work with are between roughly the ages of 5 and 17. We do have a couple of nursing moms that slip into the roll call, and we don't tell them to leave. We sing, dance, act, produce small theater efforts, and are turning that into something that can actually result in products that can be sold. So we're making jewelry out of trash, tambourines, we're hand painting t-shirts. Paydays are amazing. The kids will line up and I keep an Excel spreadsheet for how many beads they did and how many Haitian dollars need to be. And that's quite an interesting difficulty, is trying to get a bank to break money up for me for my kids. That's a real challenge. In the end, when you see the kids get it, they're not squabbling, they're cheering. And they're not like, frustrated. They go, yeah, I did this. So even if it ended up in like a hot dog or a snack, it's still something, and it's a sense of potential commerce that they could understand for the future. And I had one kid come up and say, I don't want the money. He says, I need sandals. And I said, all right. And so I did the calculation to figure out how much money he would need to get a pair of sandals, gave him the materials, and when I came back, he handed them to me, and we went and bought sandals. And it's just that thinking that goes beyond, I have nothing. Relationships are what's really important, because we can all kind of picture in our mind what we would do to make another country better or a situation better. We can all picture it. We can possibly gather the materials and possibly go to do it. But the thing that's missing is the relationship between people, because what you can find out if you're open to learning about a culture and the way they live is what's really going on. And the thing is Haiti doesn't need a blanket thing. It needs to be recognized as a country on the map with people in it who are trying to take care of their families. Sometimes it's just a matter of just going there and giving whatever talent, skill, or ability you have on whatever level you're able to find out that there are friendships and relationships available that change really the way somebody's self-worth or self-esteem or confidence. I believe that I have been somewhat timid when it comes to fundraising and reaching out for financial support for what I'm doing, and I'd really like to take that barrier down. And I'd really like to see what this work could look like, fairly funded.